Hello and welcome to the Tasmanian Tiger. I've talked about doing this series for a while now, but now that I'm in the new place and everything is settled, I can finally get into it. I talked about this game in a lot of videos, but mainly in a video made specifically about the HD remaster that I'm playing now of the game. So you should check out that video and then come back and watch the series, but I've done a lot of waiting, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now this one, I don't think I'm going to take quite as seriously as I've been taking Battleborn and the Tasmanian Tiger, because story is not a strong suit of this particular early 2000s mascot platformer title. It's not as egregious as the modern Sonic's trying to be edgy, but it's early 2000s cool has not aged well. Let's just say. That said, as a kid, this was the coolest shit ever. I fucking loved Ty as a kid. I remember playing through all of them thinking they were cool, and then the third game, which in hindsight is the cringiest shit ever. It was a childhood fucking favorite of mine. But it was so cringy because it tries so hard to be edgy at times. Or even if it's not serious, there's so much edge to cut yourself on. It's because they go for the whole dark thing when you're a talking animal, anthropomorphic animal who throws boomerangs at a bird. Can't really go too serious with that, but that didn't stop them. They tried real hard. I'm actually really excited for them to remaster the other games too, because Ty 1 was great, but it's a little short and simple. Sorry if you're missing the legendary plot of this game, but Ty 1 was a little brief. I still loved it as a kid, but Ty 2 was where it was at, because they did like this weird open world kind of feel. So even if the game's main story wasn't as long, they put in like little side missions and stuff that really kind of stretched out the feel of the game, and you get to play more. They had some weird vehicle sections in 2 and later 3, but they weren't too bad. Hopefully they'll smooth things out if they do port 2, or remaster it more specifically, because they did do a lot of little tweaks in this game too beyond just graphical stuff. So hopefully they fix that out, because like there's weird sections that slow you down for little to no reason. So yeah, I'm mainly excited about 2 because of the scope of things, and I think that was the game of the 3 that I played the most of as a kid, followed by 2, just because those 2 had the most stuff in them, and because kid me thought 3 was so cool because it was so dark and edgy. I went through a weird edgelord phase. We don't talk about that here anymore. I don't even know what's happening right now. I got distracted by nostalgia. That's gonna happen a lot. So, fucking get used to that maybe? If you're gonna watch this, because... Well, to be fair, then again, I'm not sure... If nostalgia isn't your cup of tea, I'm not sure why you're watching a person play through a remaster of an early 2000s platformer aimed at a younger audience. Kind of think nostalgia is going to be a key theme here. That and traumatic childhood memories, because one of the bosses of this game helped terrify me of the oceans, which is just dandy. To this day, I suffer from thalassophobia, which for those of you who don't know is a fear of the ocean. Which even without other external things, the ocean is fucking terrifying. Like, have you seen the shit that lives in the ocean? Like, even if they were on dry land, it can only come at you on one plane. They'd be scary. But the shit about the ocean is that things can come at you from any direction, and they can breathe underwater and you can't, and just being underwater can kill you from either air or pressure. Yeah. I could go on about the terrors of the oceans forever.
I've heard that if you press the action button...
Okay, I'm gonna skip through the tutorial stuff, because we're gonna blaze through this. So, alas, you start the game with 1 boomerang, but I think we are on our way to fix that with the little tutorial mission, which is called 2 Up, I believe. That's the weird thing about this game, is that, like, even if I hadn't done the 100%, there was so much of it that, like, I remember weirdly. Because, like, there's one song later on in the game that I remember fucking vividly. I'm skipping through all the dialogue because it's too much concentrated Australian. It will kill you if you absorb such concentrated varieties. But the point is that we have to find Thunder Eggs to power up the next portal, which is what this little sign is. And they can also be used for other things, I think. Or they might just be for... Yeah, you can... No. Maybe? I don't remember. Because other collectibles are used to obtain new boomerangs. Which I will not be 100%ing this playthrough here. I'll be playing through, kind of clearing as much as I can. But any, like, extra stuff and grinding and stuff will be done on, probably on stream. So. Fucking Maury. Never trust a bird. Heard me. Never trust a fucking bird. Birds are filth. They're disgusting, filthy sky rats. Except for hawks. Hawks are pretty rad. I like hawks a lot. Okay, no, I'm just gonna jump in here. So, hey! This is a game I played the fuck out of as a kid. Also, I just realized the irony of talking about playing a game I played as a kid while playing the game, and also cussing like a fucking pirate. I have a bad habit of saying a lot of swear words. So there goes any hope of this being a PG playthrough. But at the same time, like, swearing isn't gonna kill ya, just don't do it if you're a child. There's lots of things you shouldn't do as a child. I just, like, ugh, children. Okay, just fucking tutorials. I know how to play. It's like my Attack on Titan playthrough. I know what I'm doing this time. Not playing blind. Actually, now that I think of it, everything I've done on this channel has been straight up me knowing what I'm doing already. Because Battleborn, I didn't start, like, recording stuff for it until I was at least rank 70 overall, I think. And I've been level 100 for a while now. Is there a secret back here? I feel like they wouldn't throw a secret this early, but I may be wrong. But then again, it is an early 2000 platformer. It's basically a legal requirement to hide things behind waterfalls. That's a trope I miss. It's not a lot of good hiding waterfalls anymore. Bring back hiding waterfalls. Which is, this game is actually mainly why I'm hopeful for ukulele. Jesus, if I could say words. Which you probably know, probably have heard of it. It's a game being made kind of in the tradition of Banjo-Kazooie. And in part this game, because it's a early 3D collectathon. Because as you can see, I just collected a couple different collectibles. Or maybe those were both cogs. I don't remember. I was not focusing on that. I was saying words. Which is something I do, apparently. But, yeah, so there's lots of collectibles. This game is, I think, the least egregious in how many collectibles there are. But later, it just gets fucking obscene. Particularly in 2, because they take the whole open world approach, so there's just lots of shit hidden everywhere. But this game is at least semi-linear, in that you get funneled to the same point, but a lot of the later levels in particular have, like, little side areas or alternate paths. But for the most part, the game is very linear. But that's not complaining, because fucking gaming trends don't seem to have a lot of in-between. It's like, there's either something in games that's everywhere, or it just instantly gets killed for little to no reason. Which I talked a little bit about in my scripted tie video, where I talk about how the game in itself is a bit of a contradiction, because it's so old, it's new. Because this kind of style of game has largely gone fucking missing. Even just beyond the whole, like, cheerful graphics, just the gameplay itself of it's just kind of a chill 3D platformer, adventure platformer, or whatever you want to call it. Just, you don't see a lot of those anymore. Which is a shame, because there were some pretty good ones. Lots of bad ones too, but at the same time that shouldn't condemn an entire idea of game concepts, or game just fucking... See, the problem with me is that I sound really smart when I write things down, because I have time to collect my thoughts. I sound far less smart when I'm not scripted. Whichever one is more entertaining, I'll leave to you, but it's a bit of a fucking disaster, which is why I'm surprised my streams have been doing so well, or stream at this point, because the first one kind of didn't work because some weird shit was going on with my connection. But the second one went really well. I got everything sorted out, and I decided to stream on YouTube rather than Twitch. And that seemed to work. I might give Twitch another shot at some point, but... See, cause I'm torn on which one to use, because on one hand, Twitch might be a good way to expand my viewer base, because it's a new viewer pool, in a sense. But at the same time, I, like, don't want to be fucking over the... Because, like, I've talked about it in videos before, but we right now have a small, but kind of, like, really awesome community. And, like, as much as I'd like it to grow, I'd also like to not sacrifice that sense of, like, hey, you can just talk in comments or come chill out and stream. I don't know. Not that I think I'll have to worry about being too big anytime soon. My ego is not that inflated. Can I? Nope. I probably have to get the second boomerang to get up there. Because platformer logic dictates that if you have 2 boomerangs, you can semi-fly. I mean, I'm not going to argue with it if it works in my favor. Yeah, I think you loop around up there. Fucking that crab. I got crab jumped. Fucking crab. Oh, that was anticlimactic. I thought I was going to have to hit it and then, like, flip it over and kill it, but I guess it just died. R.I.P. crab. I guess. I mean, like, you didn't stand a fucking chance, man. And these collectibles are actually useful because they allow you to make new boomerangs. Because the main kind of narrative gives you 3 boomerangs over the course, I think. Which are the, like, elemental ones. But you can also get the, like, other, like, one that has a scope, one that explodes, one that tracks target, like, the tech boomerangs through these golden cog collectibles. Which, if I had made a spoonerism there, would have been very unfortunate. But beyond that, I don't think many of the other collectibles have many uses, because these opals, which are kind of just the tracking path of the level, can be traded in at the end if you get all 300 of them, not 30, all 300 of them for a Thunder Egg, which is the main collectible of the game. Oh, and here it is. Second boomerang. Alright, now we're in action. Okay. I'm probably not going to hear a lot of Maury over this game because he says a lot of not useful things. And I'm all about being that useful good stuff. That useful good stuff is what I'm being. You heard me right. Did I fucking stutter? I did. I did stutter. I'm so sorry. So we could run ahead and kill those guys, but I think that would be skipping over a little side area that was back here. that I definitely do want to get because it has more collectibles. And like I said, I'm not going to be trying to 100% here. I may end up 100%ing this partially, just because it's the first level, so it's not meant to be extraneously difficult. None of the game is particularly difficult. I talked about that in that video I made, which you should definitely watch because I'm going to reference the fuck out of it. Okay, I also can't make simple jumps now. But that's my one complaint about the game, is that it's super easy. And, like, I recognize that that's kind of just because it's aimed at, obviously, probably a younger audience. But at the same time, I also recognize that, like, this kind of game, a difficulty can't exactly help. Also, I can't fucking get up there because I have not learned how to swim yet. That's, like, one of the other levels in this little area. Because the way the game works is that you have, like, 3 levels per little section, and then you, by getting Thunder Eggs in those sections, you unlock further sections to do stuff, and more levels. And so I haven't learned to swim yet, and that's something I'd definitely like to remedy instead of flailing around like a little fucking idiot. I don't know if I should roll with this, or if maybe I should keep this series more PG. Because I feel a little bad, because, like, what if some kid clicks on this thinking, like, oh, that sounds like a fun game, and then just hears me, like, cursing up a storm. Can I get this? There we go. Okay. Also, there's a power-up over here, which is the funniest thing in the game, because they use it, like, twice. And maybe once or twice, I think. Maybe 3 times max. So I'm not going to even bother with it. Because I'd much rather the boomerang combat, if it can even be called combat strictly, because it's very aim in the general direction and throw. But we got this Thunder Egg, and I think there's also a... Okay. Shut up, Maurice, whatever your fucking name is. And I think there's also something back here. Yes, there is. It's me hitting my face into a stone wall. Oh, and there's another Thunder Egg for getting all 5. Okay, so I guess those little guys do have a purpose. If you get all of them in a level, you get another Thunder Egg. I'm just going to be set in this game just from this first level. Because I have been winning, to quote that ancient meme. Fucking memes. Oh, and what do you know? Another Thunder Egg. Alright, I think we're about done here. No, because we still will have to turn these in and then do a time trial to get all of the stuff done on this. Actually, no, I'll skip the time trial here because I can do that on stream. Not only can I do that on stream, I want to do that on stream. Or if I have something here, like here, where I'm missing like 10 opals, I'll go ahead and get those on my own. Alright, and that should do it. There we go. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this and will keep tuning in. Oh, 4 away. That's great. Yeah, I'll probably go back and find those before I hang up for the night, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll tune in again. This game means a lot to me. It was a huge part of my childhood, and I'm just glad I can share it with all of you. So if you like this, leaving your like or subscribing is always awesome, and I'd love to talk to you guys in the comments too. If you want to back me directly, consider supporting me on Patreon, and otherwise, until next time, beautiful people.